Game Freak, what are you guys doing? I swear we are in one of the most confusing times for Pokemon that we've ever been because we are all over the place. We don't even know if we're getting another trailer for Winds and Waves this year or if we're gonna have to wait until Pokemon Day of 2027, so an entire year gap in between trailers because we quite literally have heard both sides of the story. We've heard that we are and that we're not. We don't know if we're getting more official news because we've had leaks of the Korokoro magazine actually revealing something new, but then some people are kind of saying that they're not expecting anything new. I mean, we don't even know if everything from the Terra Leak is still gonna happen or not, but what we do know is Winds and Waves was in the Terra Leak and it was still called the Winds and Waves, and of course a lot of other things from the Terra Leak were revealed in that first trailer. So the Terra Leak is still a reliable piece of information. Like, that stuff is 100% real, but everything could actually change. We already know that Game Freak has broken the cycle because we typically do get that new generation every single 3 years, but now with Winds and Waves, that's going to be a 5-year gap in between Gen 9 and Gen 10, which first of all has flown by. Like, how has that flown by so quickly? And also, what is your favorite generation of all time, and what is something you think that they should implement from your favorite generation or favorite region that they should put into Winds and Waves? Because it seems like they are actually taking the time to develop this game to make it as good as it possibly can be. At least I'm hoping so. But we have been used to having a ton of information like constantly. Now we're kind of in a moment of silence. I mean, we have had a bunch of reveals this year, like with Pokeopia, Champions, we've had Fire Leaf Green, but now it seems like, according to the leaks and rumors and information online, that we may actually be going into a moment of silence with Pokemon, which does open up the gates to more leaks, more rumors, and confusion, honestly, because we don't know what Game Freak are thinking. But here are all of the games from the Terra Leak that we know of up to 2030, or Generation 11, I guess I should say. Now, we've broken down every single one of these games, so I'm not going to do that in this video, but basically, what if they are changing this? Like, what if they actually cancel some of these games or delay some of these games? Because first of all, they have been leaked. Like, we know a lot about every single game, especially Legends Galar. I swear Legends Galar has had probably some of the most leaks out there. Same with Winds and Waves though. But with the Winds and Waves leaks, even with some of the other leaks that we have had, a lot of them have came true, and some things will get scrapped mid-development, some things will get delayed. I mean, we do know from Ball Guy that some of the games are actually still in like development or in research and development, meaning they're still working in those games and still debating if they should actually go full force and do it. We may not have a game dropping this year, and I've mentioned a couple times, like, if they were to drop a game this year, in my eyes, the only thing they could actually release would actually be a classic game, meaning Generation 2 or 3. And I don't know if they are going to do that, but if they do, they're going to announce it in the next Pokemon Presents, or they could also do that for the next Pokemon Day and basically drop Generation 2 on Pokemon Day of 2027, but that's probably not going to happen. As far as the release date goes for Winds and Waves, though, we have had rumors of it being the first half of 2027, but now apparently it might be the second half of 2027, which probably would just drop it in the typical spot of about November for like new generation games like Gen 9, 8 and stuff. It's typically around November. Everything on this list though has a year on it. I think everything will be delayed. So like Generation 11 saying 2030, I think is going to be 2031 or even 2032. Same with the Pokemon MMO, because an MMO game is a lot of work and they probably would want to get that one right. So I could totally see that game being pushed out even farther as well. Now, the worst case scenario for them would to be putting too many eggs in too many different baskets, which would probably lead to more cut content, would probably lead to worse games overall. I feel like they just need to stay focused on 1 or 2 games at a time. A lot of people think we're actually even doing a reset, like a soft reboot of Pokemon. Like maybe Generation 10 is going to be that reset moment where after this, Pokemon will be different. Like Generation 11 might be completely different, but at the same time, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know exactly how that would make sense. I feel like they're just going to keep progressing forward. But the internal pressure is really building for Game Freak. We've had so much backlash, so many expectations. Like, the expectations for a good Pokemon game is at an all-time high. They also need to compete with other modern day open world games, because obviously all these Pokemon games are pretty much all going to be open world. I personally am okay with delays. I'm okay if they do delay every single game in the Terra Leak. And let me just say this too, I actually do like the games on the Terra Leak, like Legends Galar. I've mentioned before, I didn't love the Galar region when it dropped, but as far as a Legends game goes for that specific region, that would go crazy because, you know, we have Eternatus, it's 1,000 years in the past, it's based in the UK, so I feel like just all of that alone would be really cool. The storytelling could go crazy, the fossil Pokemon hopefully would go crazy. The Pokemon MMO has been a dream game for me forever. Of course we have Poke MMO, but like an official Pokemon MMO would be fantastic. And that is basically all Japanese regions in the game. Like Gens 1 through 4 plus Kitakami essentially are going to be the regions that we get to play through in those games. We just have to see what Game Freak are thinking. Like, we don't know exactly where their minds are at. They obviously don't want leaks. That's the thing. They don't want these games to be leaked, but will they actually cancel all their production, and will they cancel everything or postpone it because of the leaks? Now, we've had Project Karasu. That's another mainline project that's not part of the Terror League. Some people are saying that, well, what if Karasu is just Legends Galar but completely reworked? Like, it's not going to be the Legends Galar that leaked. It's still going to be Galar region, but it'll be a completely different storyline. It won't be based 1,000 years in the past anymore. Maybe it could even be even older than that. Or, of course, it could just be a completely brand new game that's not attached to anything from the Terror League. In a way, I feel like because of the success of Pokeopia, they know that people want like new creative games, so every single game on this list, as far as Legends Galar, the Pokemon MMO, Winds and Waves, Generation 11, whatever it may be, they all have to be extremely unique. Pokeopia is so unique and it's very fun and it's doing so well. People are absolutely loving that game. I am still addicted. I really am enjoying that game. But my point is, it's like, okay, if they do Legends Galar and put it 1,000 years in the past, it can't just be as simple as that. They actually have to come up with a compelling storyline, cool gameplay to actually make us want to buy the game, like make it worth buying another Legends game essentially, which I do think they have been doing a good job with. Let me just say that. Like, I'm hopeful, I'm looking forward to the future of Pokemon, but I am definitely concerned, especially since we have rumors of no news as far as Winds and Waves goes this year. So I'm like, okay, are we gonna have another ZA situation where we wait an entire year, and then when we do get more information, it's only Winds and Waves, so then that means everything from the Terror League we're gonna have to wait until another year, meaning maybe Pokemon Day of 2028 is when we're finally going to know anything about, I don't know, Legends Galar or the MMO or Karasu or anything else that they may potentially just be working on at the moment. All I want is for Game Freak to give us an update. Like, I just want to know where their heads are at. I don't expect to see any titles, any gameplay trailers. I just want them to tell us like what they are doing, because I think they are planning something big. I really do think that they are trying to see what's working and then see what doesn't work and do the thing that does work, meaning like give us new creative Pokemon games that are completely brand new but still good. But we are in a time where the community is so divided. People want to delay the games to make them even better. Like, people are like, yo, take as much time as you want on Winds and Waves, make it good. Or people are saying they want the games now. They don't really care too much for them to develop it as much as they can. Or some people are just saying Pokemon is falling off, which is definitely not true. But I want to know where you guys are sitting. Like, are you on the side of delay it to make it better or just drop it this year? But they do have a risk of not saying anything. This could lose hype for the games. Fans could move on to different games, and it also could give trust issues, like low-key, because people expect updates, especially for Pokemon Presents, like this upcoming one for the summertime, which hopefully still happens at this point. I don't know what the heck they're going to announce if they don't give us any Winds and Waves information, because it seems like it's going to be a pretty lackluster Presents, but we just want transparency, basically. So what's actually going on at the Game Freak headquarters? What do you guys think that they're planning? Do you think that the Terror League games will be delayed? Do you think they will be scrapped? My opinion is just delayed. I don't think that they're going to be scrapped completely as far as right now. Because, like I said, we have had leaks about MMO games still having development. Even Legends 3, which Balkai did say Legends 3, not specifically Legends Galar. So, I don't know. Maybe it's still Legends Galar, maybe it's not. It's still being kind of like researched. They're developing. And I believe that information actually is from like August of 2025. So, it's pretty recent, right? But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my thoughts with the Terror League and as far as like where their minds are at, because we haven't really discussed like the internal delays, because obviously Winds and Waves has been delayed twice actually. Originally the game was coming out in 2025 and then it was pushed to 2026 and now it has been pushed back to 2027. So that shows us that they are not afraid to delay game, which is a good thing. That is a good thing overall. But the Terror League, man, is very, very interesting. I hope we do get more information because I love talking about it. But anyways, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day today. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to join up the Discord server in the description down below. Jzard and I are actually running up a giveaway for Winds and Waves that's taking place in the Discord server. It's free, completely free to join. Anyways, if you are a real one watching this far in the video, comment down below your favorite soundtrack from any Pokemon game ever. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.